Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. So today I finally want to make my video on quiet luxury. I know it's a word, it's a term that's been floating around everywhere. And Cassie just posted another video on quiet luxury. It really kind of spoke to me in a lot of ways because I feel like she's so smart and I love her channel. So if you don't know her or you haven't heard about her, I'll maybe just link her channel below. But basically, she's talking about in this newest video, she kind of talked about the items that are not necessarily quiet. You know, things like a Birkin or Kelly or the VCA, the Van Cleef jewelry and things like that. Even though there's no clear logo or brand names on those items, you know, when you know, like people know those things. But I feel like she's also kind of mentioned how people interpret quiet luxury, and I totally agree with her as well. But I honestly think at the end of the day, it's not so much about being quiet on purpose, as in like wearing no logos or anything like that, but it's kind of like toning down from our trend of big logos and big monograms is kind of like backing away from that. I think you can still wear like things with very little logo or very little print, but still have that kind of nice, very casual, low key vibe. So again, everyone's interpretation is very different. You know, she's mentioned some people think it's always a neutral color, a neutral palette, moving away from bright colors. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but you know, I do personally. I like a neutral, monochromatic kind of outfit in general, anyways. But and then there's also interpretation of like no logos, no prints, and things like that. And then the last one she mentioned is kind of more following the outfit and styling of like the royals or certain celebrities that's kind of gearing towards wearing brand names that's less known. Anyways, anyhow, I feel like, you know, nowadays with internet, with social media, you can't really like I feel like everybody knows everything. Like any items that's being worn by a celebrity or by royals, it's gonna spread generally speaking. So I feel like how quiet can it be? And it really depends on who you spoke to. Like if you speak to someone who doesn't know fashion or handbags at all, they probably don't even know what a Birkin Kelly looks like. Like my mom still can't tell the difference between Birkin Kelly sometimes, even though I do this channel and I tell her about it all the time. But you know, so it really depends on who you talk to. So again, quiet luxury, you know, it's kind of your own interpretation and how you choose to use it, or whether it's a trend that you want to follow or not. Anyways, but today I do have two bags to show you. So you guys know I've been looking for this perfect tote for a very long time, and I think I finally found one. So it's a vintage tote, but I really like it. So I'll just show you guys because it comes with nothing. Is this beautiful caviar leather vintage Chanel tote. So why am I bringing this tote for this video? Because, well, I feel like it's very fitting. So as you can see, it is in this beautiful black caviar leather, but it does have the CC stitched in the front. There's nothing in the back here, but it is a very simple all leather, full leather tote. So the inside is also leather as well. So it's like full leather tote with a very useful zipper pocket inside and this beautiful gold detailing. I really struggled placing my camera today because I don't know why, but anyways, I end up placing really far. So I hope you guys can hear me well still. Anyways, but this is the bag. I'm gonna play with a different angle next time. It has the Chanel logo here, and it is made in France here. It is a quite vintage bag. I would suspect it's like 1980s or 90s or something like that. But it's just such a beautiful, timeless casual tote. So it is quite big. It is about maybe 40. It gives me the feeling of like a never full or something, you know, like a basically just a very easy, casual, big tote. And I think I struggled with finding the perfect tote because all the bags are generally so heavy. So this one, because it's faux leather, but there's no chain on it. You know how, like, generally speaking, a lot of Chanel lines will have the metal chains and things like that, or at least like metal hardwares and things like that. There's nothing of that on this bag, which makes it really, really light. In my opinion, it's like a really, really light leather handbag, which I think is perfect. And honestly, the caviar is just so timeless because the corners are still in really good, like I don't see any um, like rubbed off leather pieces. So really, really well made, and it's super spacious. Honestly, it's like good for everything, for any size laptops and things like that. So I really do. I mean, it's also price point wise super, super cheap. I almost don't want to tell you guys how much because it's like pretty low, but you know, I just think it works with everything. And a large bag like this really make your frame look smaller. So like I feel, you know, people are obviously, I feel like the small bags are still super in trend, but the big bags like this for travel, for work, it really just makes your whole body look smaller too. And the black leather just makes everything like it's super easy to go with anything. I can't go wrong with this. So the reason I'm bringing this up is obviously because I feel like you could be wearing a brand name leather tote bag that's all black, you know, very similar vibe, and nobody would know what's the make and things like that. There are several brands that are more gearing towards very small logo, small print. Like Celine used to be like that. The box bag is very subtle. Like if you don't know the brand, you have no idea. You know, they're single toed or things like that. But now with the emerging of the Triumph logo, you know, that's the logo you look for when you're looking or when you're talking about Celine bags. So I feel like at the end of the day, people want a little bit of something of the brand name that's recognizable, but doesn't have to be loud. So I feel like this tote bag is really subtle. I mean, if I really need to like hide the logo or something like that, the backside looks exactly the same, but just a black plain tote. But I really don't feel like it's no longer quiet just because it has slightly of a, you know, logo stitching on it. So anyways, that's just my thought. I feel like at the end, my interpretation of it is not so much the logo aspect or the brand name aspect. It's just how you're styling something, you know, wearing things that's quality, wearing things that's, you know, wool, cashmere, silk, leather, that type of stuff versus, you know, polyester. So that's my own interpretation. Another bag, which I have another exciting review for you guys today, that I also bought as a tote bag. I know I got two bags. It actually come with full set. This one too. I got two vintage bag back to back. Very beautiful orange box, and it's quite large. I think it's, I don't know if you can guess. I don't know if I'm gonna put in the title yet, but another vintage piece, and it's also a quiet luxury piece that was mentioned in Cassie's video. So they come with a dust bag. I know this video is kind of, you know, touch on quite a few things. I could really divide it into a few different videos, but you know, I'm already here. So it's this beautiful garden party tote in the taupe color in the size 36. So size 36 is really not that big. I mean, you guys know I had the Birkin 35 just recently, and it was size 35, so it's really about the same size. But this is significantly lighter compared to the Birkin, and it has almost no wear on the corners. Very clean handles. Everything is in really, really good condition. The leather type for garden parties, if you guys don't know, I think it's called, oh my gosh, it's Nagonda or something. I can't remember exactly what is it called, but it is a type of calfskin that's not the same calfskin as your Birkin or Achilles. It is very veiny. At least the one that I got has a lot of veins on it. It has silver hardware on this one. So the only problem with this garden party is the leather gets really soft. So this one, without any insert, it does get quite slouchy. So this one, if you leave it, it's kind of not super in good shape. Obviously, for that reason, I did end up getting an insert for it. So same thing from our from the DGAZ brand. Again, this is a sponsored insert, but their inserts are really nice. And I've mentioned this for my few other videos now, but they really help, especially the pillows, really help keeping the shapes for some of these Hermes handbags, because the leather really gets soft. Like either it's a Birkin or Kelly, if you get Togo Clemens leather, the bag will become super slouchy that you probably don't want. And since I've used the bag pillow for my Pickleton, it has been really good. So my Pickleton still stands on its own really well. I'm hoping with an insert or some kind of bag pillow, it will help with the shape of the garden party as well. But I got in the same shade. You can see the taupe color is actually matching quite nicely. This is like their satin. I think most of their bag pillows are satin. And because it's satin and with the foam inside, it's actually really lightweight. So really nice. This looks really big, so let's put it in together and see how the bag will shape up to be. So right now you can see like it's tilting towards the one side. So it was mentioned in Cassie's video as well. Like it is quiet luxury because there's no logo on it. I just want to make sure. Yeah. So you guys can tell the only little logo is on the hardware, which you can barely see. But for the longest time, I didn't think garden party is my style. So, but this one was a really good price, and I figure it would be a really good work bag. It actually fits quite nice. I really like that. There you go. You guys can take a look inside. Really nice. Very nice insert. And definitely look now with that insert. It's a very nice shaping bag. It does add weight though, I'm not gonna lie. It is a lot heavier. But the 36 goes over the shoulder, really nice. And looks like this. That's it. What do you guys think? Okay, so I had to cut it short and change my phone setting a little bit because it was not at the right position. But anyways, it was a morning, now it's the afternoon, and I was just showing you guys the condition of this bag and talking to you about quiet luxury. I do feel like things that are timeless, and you can totally disagree, but I just feel like the neutral palette tones seem to be easier to style with, a little bit more timeless, and that's why, over time the neutral color handbags generally keep their value better, your black and your beige. And over time, even the black one is always the king because you cannot go wrong with black, and that's the reason why black generally have the highest resale values on the secondhand market. But I feel like in the recent years, some of these colors, some of the other neutral color really have bypassed the black color, such as the taupe from Hermes, the caramel from Chanel, and the gold from Hermes. There are many other colors that seem to be almost doing better, but I think over time black always come back, especially if you're thinking about people, especially people on the secondhand market, would be looking to buy a black handbag versus a lighter beige handbag, just because over time black keeps it better, shows a lot less wear and tears, and that Just, you know, it's timeless. It does, you can't really go wrong with it. Anyhow, but this is the bag that I recently got. And like I said, compared to the new Chanel tote, it's actually quite a bit smaller, as you can see. But I feel like both these handbags are very timeless and quite fashion, if you will. Like so. And I think both are excellent options for a work bag. Um, for the garden party, like I said, I think the biggest pro on this bag is the fact that you can easily carry over shoulder. It's quite comfortable over the shoulder. I do hope that the handle is slightly longer for a better comfort over shoulder bag. But maybe it is more intended for a top handle bag. Any smaller version, the 30, and I believe there's actually a 20, 21 or something, of the really mini one that's actually pretty cute as well. They are definitely more of a top handle bag. And another problem with this bag is I do feel like it'll be nicer if it has feet, but that will add on to the overall weight of the bag, because these type of tote bag, you tend to rest it on either your luggages or on the floor, your office, and things like that. So, you know, I do feel like the bottom may get some wear, but like I said, this particular one is really, really in really nice condition overall. Yeah, another feature about, so the actual bag itself is very, very basic. So it is a tote bag. And so I'll show off this beautiful insert again. There's organizers here. In here, the design of the insert, it's really similar to all other inserts, like the way that they design their pockets, but it's really the flexibility that wins for me. So you guys can see this bag without the insert is basically just a slouch, like so. It does not stand whatsoever. So it does, yeah, the insert does make a huge difference. So there is one closure button, so there's no zipper. And you could actually expand it a bit more by opening up the side buttons as well. But I do feel like, I'm not sure about this open look. I know some people actually carries it like this, but I don't know. I feel like the look, it's a bit more classic when it's closed, but you could have potentially this more of a your typical tote shape as well if you like. And it would help if you put in the insert, because otherwise I don't think it will stay open that well. So if you put in insert and have the button open, it could actually stay in this shape better. Yeah, so that's another possible look if you wish. Okay, and in terms of the bag itself, it is, like I said, it's a taupe. The interior is very clean, and it has a big zipper component right here for you more, you know, the zipper is very smooth for you more items that require a bit more security, like your wallet or your phone and things like that. And it's the bottom is leather lined, and then the side is all canvas, which I think is pretty cool. And yeah, so that's it. I think at the end of the day, in terms of, you know, quiet luxury, it is just another trend. You know, you had your monogram trend, you had your logo trend. I do feel like it is another trend, but looking back to my old videos for myself, I feel like that's the joy. That's part of my reasons why I'm documenting all my videos, is I could go back to a video and kind of see what I was wearing, what bags I was talking about, what I was into at the time. So those are kind of fun things for me. And looking back at my videos, I feel like generally I do have a very neutral palette. Like almost all the all the thumbnails that you can see is, you know, in very neutral, boring colors. But I do feel like that's what I'm comfortable in. That's what I'm confident in. So at the end of the day, just follow what you like. Wear things that makes you comfortable. Use bags that you love and that makes you feel confident. That makes you feel happy. It's very hard to do when we have so many influences and factors that's affecting our decisions every day. But that is my advice to you. You guys know, if you follow my long enough, you know I'm sort of a bag shopping addict. So I do feel like I need another video to talk about that and tips on that. So stay tuned if you want to see that. But I think that's all for today, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.